for joining us. Senator Rounds will be ranking member today. Welcome back. He's done that before.
Thank you, sir.
I like the relationship. I'd like to thank Senator Sinema for her years on the committee. In her service, she is moving to the Appropriations Committee. I welcome Senator Butler from California. She unfortunately, soon after being sworn in, she is sick, nothing serious, but will be back likely next week. We're excited to work with her. The committee meets today to consider 6 nominations, 4 of whom are renominations. Ms. Tanya Otska to be a member of the National Credit Union Administration Board. Welcome. The Honorable Mark Ueda, nominated to be member of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Welcome back. Honorable Spencer Backus, whom I served in the House with, renominated to be a member of the Board of Directors of Ex-Im Bank. Welcome back, Congressman Backus. Ms. Jennifer Fain to be Inspector General of Federal Insurance Deposit Corporation. Welcome, Ms. Fain. The Honorable Claudia Slazak, renominated to be a Director of the Securities Investor Protection Corporation. Welcome back, Ms. Slazak. And the Honorable William Brodsky, renominated to be Director of the Securities Investor Protection Corporation. Welcome back, Mr. Brodsky. We thank the nominees for appearing today. We especially thank them for their willingness to serve, in the case of pretty much all of you, to continue to serve your country. These nominees will play an important role in the success and stability of our financial system if confirmed. We look forward to that. I would like to talk for a moment about each. I will spend more of time talking about the one of the 6 that I know the best, who has served this committee, is actually still serving this committee and is not used to sitting there looking in this direction. And her parents I met her parents and her husband and her young son, Adrian, and her sister today. The President's nominated Tanya Otska to be a member of the National Credit Union Administration Board. She would be the first Asian American to serve on that board in the agency's 53-year history. She's exceptionally well qualified. She served as a key member of my Banking and Housing Committee staff. She crafted legislation. She provided strategic advice on banking issues and credit union policy. Understanding she is no longer doing credit union issues for the committee now that she's been nominated. She's a career public servant. She first joined this committee in 2019 as a legislative fellow detailed from the FDIC. She became a permanent member of my team in 2020, where she currently serves as senior counsel. Within days of her joining the committee, coronavirus pandemic endangered our financial system. Ms. Otska immediately got to work with then Chair Crapo's staff. I was ranking member at that time on critical provision of the CARES Act, and that so that our credit union system would remain strong and viable and stable as it has. When our financial system was tested earlier in the year by the largest bank failures since 2008, Ms. Otska worked to keep committee offices informed about the rapidly evolving situation. She was in constant contact with regulators and other stakeholders. She's played a pivotal role in legislation advanced by the committee this year, including, surprise to many, the Recoup Act to hold failed big bank executives accountable. We voted out of this committee, again, a surprise to people, that we could work together on something so contentious and difficult that many banks didn't want. We passed it out 21-2. Ms. Otska has played a big role in that, and I thank her for that. River City Federal Credit Union out of San Antonio wrote to the committee. We appreciate Tanya's work to raise the visibility of credit unions, remove barriers to growth, and support credit unions in deepening their impact in the communities they serve. Michael Edelman, whom I know, President and CEO of the Ohio Bankers League, wrote, while we may have differed on specific policy decisions, Ms. Otska always did her homework, gave OBL and other interested party a fair shake. She welcomes a diversity of views. She's the type of regulator we ought to have in these critical economic positions. Congratulations on your appointment, Ms. Otska. President has renominated Mark Ueda to a full term on the SEC. He served as a board member of the commission since last year. Prior to his confirmation, Mr. Ueda was detailed to then-ranking member Toomey's staff from the SEC. He first joined the SEC in 2006. He served in several roles, including counsel for Commissioners Paul Atkins and Michael Pivovar, as well as senior advisor to Chair Jay Clayton. Early in his career, he worked in private law practice as well as for the California Department of Corporations. Welcome back, Mr. Ueda. President's renominated Congressman Backus to the Ex-Im Board Bank. Spencer Backus first joined EXIM as a board member in 2019, along with Judith Pryor and then Chair Kimberly Reed. He played an important role in helping reopen EXIM after an unfortunate 4-year partial shutdown. For 22 years, Congressman Backus represented Alabama's 6th District. He joined the House of Representatives the same day I did many years ago. He was chair and ranking member on that committee. Good to see you again, Congressman. President's nominated Jennifer Fain to be Inspector General of the FDIC, a role that carries great importance given the recent bank failures. She brings years of audit, inspections, evaluations, and investigations experience, including in the areas of financial services and consumer protection. She possesses extensive experience in federal government oversight, serving in several agencies, inspector general offices. More recently, she served in senior leadership roles at EXIM Bank Office of Inspector General, notably as Deputy Assistant IG for Inspections and Evaluations. Prior to joining EXIM, she served as in IG offices at HUD, FHFA, and the U.S. Election Assistance Commission. Glad to see you, Ms. Fain. Thanks for coming. We also consider the nominations of 2 qualified nominees to the Board of Directors of the Securities Investor Protection Corporation's Claudia Slazak and William Brodsky. Both nominees have significant financial services experience. Ms. Slazak possesses some 30 years of financial services experience, both in the public and private sector. The Senate confirmed her by voice vote to the SIPC, to the SIPC board last year. She currently serves as chair. Prior to serving on SIPC, Ms. Slazak was the chief banking officer at Export-Import Bank. She served in senior level roles at several large banks before entering public service. Glad to see you again, Ms. Slazak. Last, Mr. Brodsky possesses 5 decades of securities and investment business experience. The Senate confirmed him to the SIPC board last year, similar to Ms. Slazak by voice vote. During his career, he's worked in senior level roles at several major exchanges, including the American Stock Exchange, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and the Chicago Board Options Exchange, where he was chair and chief executive officer. Welcome, Ms. Brodsky. Mr. Brodsky, thank you for joining us. If all of you would please stand for the oath, please. Oh, I'm sorry. You make your statement.